Oh my god.
Oh my
Heckin'
gosh.
hello.
We're actually here.
I'm here.
We're here. I mean,
I'm not here.
but how many of us are queer though? That's the question.
Oh.
75% as of today.
As of today.
That's right. I passed math
Ass
class.
of today.
As of today.
I'm
Did
sorry.
you know that
I'm
is
bringing
the
the
ass of today.
I'm bringing the grade average down. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah,
We got a
my
C
bad.
now? This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
My bad.
But did you know that originally the word queer was meant to describe something that is hard to discern, like what gender it would be, whether it's considered feminine or masculine? You would say something is queer when it's like, I don't know if this is this or that, when you're just uncertain.
Yeah,
There you go.
I think I did know that. And by the time I knew that, I couldn't use it. So I was like, well,
Well, there you go.
A good example is if you listen to the Nightmare Before Christmas song, What's This? Jack Skellington
Yes.
actually says, how queer.
yes.
It's a good example. But did you know, people, that we are running a bit late? We are also, sadly, an orb short.
Mm.
Everyone, join me in...
Oh, well?
They tried. They tried their best.
They tried. They tried.
Really tried their best.
I feel like this hand-eye coordination thing probably is also why they hate the intro dance. Because they
How
can't
dare.
do it.
How
Look.
dare.
Prove me wrong. I dare you.
No, I played the fifth.
Literally.
This is not the United States. There is no fifth.
Ah, damn.
Is there a fourth?
Is there anything I
But-
can plead?
Introduce.
Guilty.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gudatom
Insanity.
would say guilty. Yeah.
Yeah. Same brain.
Guilty. Yeah, we are an orb short. Hopefully, Orb will be back with us next week. There's some personal things going on. And we will be just jumping right in. I'm sorry, people. We did all the banter off stream. Yes. Cuddly speedrunning the internet. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great. Well done. Cuddly did, in fact, practice how to do the finger maneuver.
I messed it up again, but it was so fast no one saw. So fast no one even.
Is this intro dance speedrun percent?
Yeah.
Any percent.
Any percent, sorry, yeah.
With glitches.
With
apparently.
glitches.
There was that's
Oh.
what this is. Yeah, that's for me. The glitch. Yeah.
It changes
No,
every
Cuddly,
time.
This is something very different.
Anyway.
Oh,
Which
no.
is not part of the intro dance.
It's part of
but
the intro
friends-
dance for After Dark. D&D After Dark. Sorry. Wait. Shit.
Okay, so AussieDevFro just made a new category. That's great.
I mean, for those who don't know, you actually get to choose what your genitals look like in the new Baldur's Gate 3.
You do.
So there you go.
I don't know why that's
Is
shocking
there-
people.
Is there a Cthulhu option?
Is there a star?
No, there isn't. Which the
Oh,
entire point of the
no.
game.
No.
Oh my gosh.
That's
If
kind
you
of
can't have genitals that do this, what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually, which we can take after Dramonia. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for coming here. We were off last week because there was busy things and there was planning to be had. I am joined, as always, by some lovely friends. We've got AussieDevFro playing Rudy Magic Hands McGee, the Reborn Grave Cleric. We've got Roju from Participation Award playing Gerald the Wizard, the Human Warlock Sorcerer. And we've got Cuddly Raptor playing Nana Melibora, the Gnome Druid of Dreams. Dreams! And I am Joseph Oser, the Dungeon Mistress, always benevolent. And we are sadly missing the Weatherstorm, who plays Arthur Orblit III, an Elven Ranger Rogue.
I love that so much. I hate that he's not
It's
here, but I
very
do
good.
love that.
I do. So we're gonna jump right into the recap as some time has passed for our intrepid heroes. Oh, intro dance?
Oh my gosh, Roju,
No,
you-
that was the time passing dance.
was the
I
Okay,
like
okay.
that dance as well.
As the vanguard of the Black set off from the South Shark, from the city of Gelugons near the White Wall, using what means they had, which now are several. They made it back to Ebonspire. They found, to some people's dismay, a hog-tied suit of armor with a burlap sack over its head in your office with a note that said, "What the fuck?"
Shit.
pointing towards this suit of armor. There was also a very traumatized, terrified, and slightly injured traitor.
What?
Apparently, the person you left in charge had a previous, shall we say, PTSD situation regarding mimics and snapped one day and went for greater. Luckily, there were people there to manage to deal with the situation, but
Did Vinny one to
I
him?
will find them and I will. Oh my gosh.
It's literally the brain, AussieDevFro.
Revenge. No.
Yeah.
No.
It's literally the brain.
No.
You know this, right?
No, it wasn't. No.
It was.
It was 100%.
It was.
I'm going to.
It
It
was?
was 100%.
Yeah, I'm going to
the brain.
hog tie him and I'm going to
Oh my.
freaking.
He's already hog
He's
tied.
already
I'm going to actually hog tie him with these little tentacles.
Oh my God.
I'm going to fling him around like a little bowler and. Oh.
Okay.
you reconvened with the Queen's Council, finding that several things had changed. The General Wallace Orlean was nowhere to be seen, instead of represented. A woman with fur and cat ears and a feline face, but with humanoid hands and feet, was speaking for the general. The people's speaker had been missing, had took his family and run off to Burd as soon as he heard about the incoming attack. And now there's no one to really speak for the main populace of the city. Gola's Jock has spent most of this time holed up in his study with some choice students, working on magical means to protect the city in the oncoming battles. And Venerian had been busy picking up where you all had left off, trying to run the guild while also working as a communications person, and has been busy flying all around the region, gathering able-bodied, setting up garrisons for the volunteers. And a large portion of the volunteers has actually been working very close with Lena Tempestcaller, the Archdruid of Storms,
Oh,
and working out a plan to corral the Herald towards the nearby farms to speed up growth and quicken the harvest. The Abbey of the city has been reconstructed into a safe house and a camp for triage. And instead of finishing building, they've worked tirelessly and have several of their priests continuously reapplying the Temple of the Gods spell to create a sanctuary for the time to come, while still working on scribing scrolls and brewing potions that might help. The group spent a couple of days in the city getting some business done before setting off in various directions. Arthur left very quickly for Green Harbor to catch up with the Tide Rider, where he joined the crew and Alana, a small vacation to the north. Yet to return, Arthur said he was on his way back. Nana has loaded up as much food as she possibly could in her bag before she used transport via plans to return to the Misty Vale to visit a certain monastery where the angel Azola was caring for George's younger sister. And after a few days of preparation, Gerald, along with a couple of students and scholars, set off for the Blue Keep to collect whatever artifacts might be remaining. However, without the dragon's presence now, it had started to sink back into the ground, and water spilling in to the lower edges of the castle.
Quick, quick, quick.
Through some quick thinking and some good planning for logistics, Gerald did prioritize acquiring the telescope of Farsight and several of the paintings that
Ooh,
are
nice.
apparently functioning as teleportation devices. Now, fashioned his own little observatory tower within the College Arcana, Gerald has been joined by an old friend, Fifth Eye Morg. Rudy has spent the time tending to the graves outside the abbey, while also using this time to scry, divine, and meditate, trying to learn as much as possible about Wormsbane, dragon that has apparently been chasing him. When he suddenly comes upon an epiphany, as he can tell, he can feel that the dragon is starting to reform. And you get a sensation, a pull, like an invisible tether telling you the direction. Somewhere far to the northeast,
No.
you can feel the dragon taking one singular undead breath as its physical form is reconstituting.
Oh shit.
Oh, those
Nice.
bones
That's
must
so
have
cool.
rolled all the way from the south shard to the... That's an impressive feat.
So we come back in, as all of a sudden,
43
among the
12
bushes of the
equals 4
graveyard,
years, 6 months.
Nana steps through.
This one needs a trim,
No.
Rudy.
Nana, what? Careful, look out! There's a...
Oh,
don't step there! I
And she's in an open
buried...
grave, isn't she?
I buried little
Yeah.
Timmy's rabbit there just the other day. I have yet
God,
to...
Rudy, I really think you need to. I know you like to scry here, and I know you like to research and everything, but I think you need to fill in the holes before you take a break.
What?
Now
Oh,
help me out.
what? Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, Nana. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna pry your foot out of this ribcage. Just give me a second. Where'd you come from anyway?
The bush.
The-
Oh, the Misty Vale.
Oh.
I spent a little bit of time with George's sister. Now,
Oh,
Josie, I don't think
oh.
I have a name for George's younger sister, and I'm not sure that you do either.
I do. I'll have to
You
dig it up.
do? Okay, that's
Oh,
fine.
that-
For the moment, know that I don't told so. Yes, I just had to deliver the news, but I think she took it well. You know, they have a different view on life and death, and it was nice to just recount some adventures and, you know,
Hmm.
just visit. I think it was good. I will try to go back
Yeah.
if time allows.
Oh, thank you for doing that, Nana. I don't think I could have faced George's family. I still feel like, we let him down just a little bit. We swept him up in our business, and then... Anyway, what's done is done.
Well, we did, but at the same time, I think he found what he was looking for. I know he did, actually, and I'm thinking he's happy.
Oh, I know he's happy. Getting a couple of licks in Jalira with his pride and joy, and Rudy pats the magic at his hip. He's like,
Oh, he'd be
Abs-
thrilled about that.
absolutely. Anyway, so shall we go find Gerald and Arthur?
Yes, I thought Arthur wasn't going to be back, but admittedly, I also need to deliver some other unwanted news, and I've been putting it off for too long, and I just need to tell him.
Tell who what?
Logan.
Oh.
Nobody's done it yet, Rudy. I always have to do
What
the
do you-
things that no one else wants to do. I always have to do it.
I
have
assumed
to
we
do
would
that,
be doing
guys.
it as a
Always
group.
do-
Leave it to
okay,
me.
well,
I stuff up my words all the time. Why would you
All
leave it
right,
for me?
I'll
I
do it.
can't do it.
All right, let's go find. Almost said
We'll go
Rohan.
pick up Gerald, and then
We'll go find Rohan. Let's go. Who's that? Let's go find Gerald. What the?
we'll go find Gerald, and then we'll flip a coin for it.
Choo.
Gerald, sitting in his new study, still a bit of a mess. It's just been a couple of days since you were given this area of a tower to yourself. Now you do share the corridor with several other pertinent researchers. Unfortunately, there's also like a shared bathroom situation going. Sometimes you can hear them yelling through the walls, but still, it's your own little space.
Not with private sanctum. I don't hear them yelling through the walls.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. You started setting up like part of your daily routine as soon as you enter the study. You set up this little ritual, and all the sounds just fade away.
Peace.
You've started working on trying to figure out where some of these paintings go. A handful seem very obvious where they might lead. The others are places you are unfamiliar with. And you found out very quickly as well that tying a string to an item and chucking it through didn't seem to work. The string got cut off as soon as the magic took effect, sadly.
Hmm.
But currently, you're sitting at the telescope of Farsight.
Ooh.
What or who are you scrying on, Joe?
I suppose that I'd be. I think Gerald would have been just progressively and systematically trying to test the limits of what it can do.
Okay.
So, like, starting off with because he already knows that he could have, that he could scry on Jalira or one of those things, but there was the hint that it was like somewhat more powerful. So he'd just be like trialing things just to see whether there was where the limits were as such.
I will let you know then that the Telescope of Farsight ignores modifiers as per the scry spell. It ignores all those modifiers, both good and bad, and has a set DC of 20.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So you do not get any of the benefits from being familiar with a person, but you also do not get any of the negatives for being unfamiliar.
Right.
That's
Cool.
actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
So it's just
So then once he feels like he's got the range of it, and realizes that it's just as easy or difficult to scry on things he doesn't know as that he does know, is he would probably then start looking for dragons.
okay.
Or trying to scry on essence of dragons, as it were, to try and figure out whatever ones remain not, just to find out where the other ones are, basically. And in particular, to answer the question of who actually has the essence of the black.
Okay. So would you be then trying to scry on the Black Earth Dragon?
Yes, that would probably be the.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of, because we pretty much have all of the others accounted for, more or less. This is me trying to remember.
No, we do. We've
I
been to
think we
all of
have,
them.
yeah.
Most of them are actually in Ebonspire,
Yeah, because we got.
except for the white one. Or
Well, yeah,
the
because the white one we just encountered, the
Yeah.
essence of the white.
Currently, I will correct. Currently, there is none that you know of in Epstein.
oh, the one old mate, Red Dragon didn't come. Red Dragon, Blue Eyes.
Orange.
Yarig
Yarig.
Yarig. Yeah.
Yarig is nowhere to be seen.
Huh?
but has said he was. But he did agree.
He would come here when the time was right,
Yeah.
after Shams passes.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I
Yeah.
thought he was already on his way for some reason.
No, and River is still in Fungi Majora, as far as you're aware. Dionysus was heading back to the Ivory Hold, and Endiriel and Tura are on the South Shard.
Yes.
Yeah, I reckon I'd probably want to do just as an exercise of making sure nothing else has gone wrong, just to ease his own anxiety about it. He'd just check sequentially on all the ones just to make sure that they're still alive.
Okay, I'm gonna roll some dice. You managed to scry on Dionysus without issue. An amount of time has passed, yes. Dionysus in human form is currently having a conversation that you managed to scry in on with the Awe about the future of their domain.
That's.
Hmm.
He must
When
be
it
so
comes to
angry.
you-
He's literally beside himself.
You scry on Tura. Tura is currently yelling. This happens throughout many days. This is not just this morning.
Yeah, I presume.
Whenever you scry in on Tura, Tura is yelling at a bunch of Gelugons who showed up with a bunch of frozen foods. And Tura's like, I need fire to cook the food. And they're like, what?
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 What do you mean? Just eat it. I love that.
And you scry on River. The scry fails.
Shit.
It is dispelled as you feel you try to hone in on River, and you are prevented. But you still know that the person River is definitely alive. Just managed to save against the saving throw.
She just.
If she was dead, then it wouldn't have gotten a save. So that's a confirmation, I think.
She's literally just sitting there in Fungi Majora going, "Stop watching me, you creep!"
Because Gerald probably tried it a few times after it failed, and they just kept
She's like,
failing.
"Oh
yeah,
my God.
just get away from me.
When
I'm not home. I'm not home.
when
I'm not
you
home.
attempt to scry on the blue dragon essence, it's almost like a crack forms in the ocular, the vision.
Right, 'cause it's
And
split.
for a brief moment, you see both Jalira and Endiriel before very quickly that section with Jalira turns to static and it almost reforms into just a full picture of Endiriel.
Well, we know Jalira's still alive then.
Yeah, we do.
You scry on Yarig and Shams. This essence too split in a way, but they are together. You hear soft words as Yarig sits by the eye of Shams, buried under the glimmering sands of the scorching sea. And you hear, "It is almost time, old friend. It is almost time. But I will remember you. And you will live on. I will make sure."
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He's such a good boy.
And
I
then,
love him so much.
for the first time, you make an attempt. Morning of the 29th of Umber, the Black Dragon Essence. The telescope shows you the constellations of stars as it does so many times, zooming in on one particular area that then expands into many more stars. And it keeps zooming, star by star, system by system, until it lands. A dark spire at the bottom, deep below the city, you see a piercing golden green eye opens. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Whoa.
That dragon's not assimilated yet. What? Which one does Jalira have?
Still a.
She
Oh,
had blue.
Jalira has half of the blue.
She
Just
just
she has a
has,
celestial.
just has half the blue.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Didn't she have another one?
I thought she had one.
She has wings from the celestial.
From the Celestial? You might have to remind me about that one.
I don't think we
Uh,
really.
I
You
want to
know,
go ahead and roll this. I don't suppose it's a magical effect that I could get advantage versus, is it?
No, it's not.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
What a shame.
Wow.
And I
Ooh.
will say you
20.
have disadvantage.
Oh, no.
my gosh.
oh
Okay,
shit!
well, the first one's a 20 then, and the second one is a hopefully better than that. Nope, that's a 10.
Oh no!
Oh.
Let's see. It's just
It's
it's
gonna be
not coming through to
selective memory.
Foundry, just so you're aware.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Oh, do you want me to?
Oh,
you know
it
what? I'm
came-
just gonna.
No, it's
It
fine.
came through
What was
later.
What
I'm
was
just gonna.
the?
I'm just gonna juice it maybe a little bit. I think.
Okay.
Because it probably. I probably should have. I think I think I have to. Yeah, I can't Tides of Chaos afterwards, right? So. Blah 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 blah. Where's the thing?
Where's the thing?
Dark One's Own Luck. I'm just gonna see if I
There you
can
go.
see if I can get. It's probably not going to be enough no matter what I roll, but that makes it a 19.
19 is not enough.
Yeah.
As suddenly, recoiling away from the telescope, the burning green eye still in your mind. You're frightened for an hour.
So what's new?
And you can't help but feel, no matter what you do, you know you're protected by the private sanctum, by just the presence of the college and its magics.
Hmm.
But you feel like whatever this creature is sees you, and it is watching.
Question.
Yeah?
With the frightened condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
It prevents me from moving closer to the target or that I'm afraid of, right?
Yeah?
Can I test that?
Wait, what? Yeah.
Sure.
Can I like try and move around the room and like try and figure which direction I
That's
can't move in?
genius. Oh my
You
gosh.
can't move in the direction of the Ebon Spire.
This makes sense since it was under the.
Oh, so it was below Evan's
It was
Spire.
yeah.
Ah. Oh,
This makes sense.
This makes a lot of
Oh,
sense. This makes a lot of
Let's
sense.
check
I like
out.
it. I mean,
Mm.
we kind of knew that.
Still terrifying, but
Yeah, yeah.
you
This
know,
is great. This is great. It's fantastic.
Mm.
it's like well, this way is fine. This way
If
is
the
fine.
Ebon Spire is just a giant horn, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
just
Oh
this
my
one
God.
gigantic horn. Or like
That
the
was
tail.
unicorn
No, it's the
dragon.
tail just standing completely upright.
Not a tail. People are inside it. Come on.
No. You got it wrong. You
The
got
horn
it
makes
wrong.
more sense.
Yeah.
It's like a penis.
No, Josie.
God damn it.
That is one erect spire.
Get it here.
No, but you felt the presence was below the spire.
Yep.
Mm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, something to ask the queen about, I guess.
So, eventually the sensation fades. You try to go about your business, but it's just like this constant tingling. Like every time you start to get settled in with anything,
And there's like
Just
a
that
book
taunt.
in that direction on the shelf, and I can't reach it, and I need to read that particular book, and it's just really frustrating.
yeah, it's just like you really don't want to go that direction, and it's like every couple of minutes you're convinced someone is standing right behind you, and when you turn around, there's like nothing there. And every time the little bit of light in this room flickers, there's like, was that a green eye over there? No, okay. But the sensation starts to fade, almost like you can feel.
I don't know if Gerald will notice it fading because that just sounds like his everyday.
Can we knock on the door really loudly, like right as you think maybe it's like
Of
okay?
course
and then
you
just,
can.
Yeah. Rudy
Yeah,
actually
just
has had
starting
a
to settle a little
brainwave
bit.
in the walk over, so he's like really in a hurry. He's like,
Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah.
like, yeah,
Rudy
and
gives
like,
a really big.
yeah, like Nana hammers on the door, and Rudy's like, Gerald.
Well, I wonder if I would like set the thing so there's just like a person's width past the door that I can hear, so I can hear people knocking on the door.
It'd be so
for
funny if you
the-
could
for
not
the
hear
barrier.
us.
Or I set it just inside so I never hear anyone knocking. No, probably it would make sense to have it just a little bit outside. Yeah, like. I recognize whoever's voice it was that was calling out. Oh, bloody hell. From inside, you just hear this.
Oh,
Come
he's
in.
fine, Rudy.
Oh, absolutely.
Opens the door a crack. Oh, it is you. Oh,
What do you mean? Oh, it's you. Of course it's us.
look, I've been having a
No,
day
clear up,
today.
No, that's
No.
fine. That's okay. We can all have days. Can we just continue our day inside? I have a question for
Yes,
you.
come in. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess in here.
It's always a bit of a mess,
Ushers are
Gerald. It's
both-
okay.
Both in. Closes the door behind you. Well, I've been quite busy checking up on everyone. What can I do for you two today?
Well, actually, I had this great idea that involves more checking up on people.
Oh, all right. Well,
When I felt the presence of, you remember that undead dragon that attacked us while we were flying on Dionysus?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, what a
Oh,
ride!
yeah.
that was terrible. I'm
awful,
very
truly,
glad we
yes.
defeated him once and for all, though, so we never have to deal with that
Well,
again.
see, there's the thing. Ever since that point, I've noticed, like, obviously, with the scales on this really dinged up piece of armor that I'm wearing, it's the scales
Better
from...
days.
Oh,
Honestly,
absolutely.
I don't know why you
It
keep
also
wearing
doesn't
but-
seem to be able to be repaired. I just won't get fixed. I've sent it to many people.
Oh.
Anyway, I think he's reformed.
What?
Yeah,
thought we did away with
I've
him.
been arguing with him for a while now. We can like communicate now. It's really
Oh.
draining, actually, really frustrating. He yells a bit. I ask questions. He yells again. It's just the whole thing.
That does sound rather terrible.
Oh, it's honestly, the hard part is when I'm, sleeping and I can't respond back. It's just ranting about how it's going to tear out my insides and mount my head on a stick and just obliterate me with. Oh, anyway, just
He does
That
sound a
all
little bit
sounds-
angry.
just a little bit. Anyway,
Some issues, then, I guess.
mostly anger issues.
Right. Is he on his way here?
Well, that's
Is he on his way here right now?
that maybe I don't know. That's why I.
Oh,
No, Gerald, just stop. No, I wanted to use your telescope.
oh, to see whether
Yes.
he's on
Oh,
his way
that's
in
so
right,
clever, Rudy.
right
I
now.
just
Oh,
thought of it
yes.
now on the way over. I don't know why I thought of it now on the way over.
Oh, that's
Just-
it's like it just popped up in your brain. It's not like we were talking about it or anything.
No,
That's
no, it
very-
was like an internal
interesting.
narrator was just like, oh, Rudy would
Well,
definitely do
sometimes
this,
these
you
things
know?
We
just
have
bubble to the
sometimes
surface.
too.
I'll have a quick look for you. I'll sit down and see if I can find the guy.
Oh, Rudy, if he
Wormsbane.
does come, do you think he'd like some little cakes?
I mean, it can't hurt.
I just feel like it always makes me kind of, if I'm angry, it's
I
just
mean-
because I haven't eaten in a while.
Dionysus did like brownies, but without nuts. Do you reckon Wormsbane is a nut person or
Me,
not?
I'm trying to
I just don't
concentrate.
like nuts.
As the two of you are talking and Gerald is working the various gears and the nubbins on the telescope, following the trace, having met this creature before, you peer into the telescope, you follow the direction that it shows you as the stars grow brighter, dimmer. And eventually, It zooms in on an island and the sea river between the west and north shards. You find an island, deserted, no life growing on it. Red rocks,
Between
large-
which two shards?
west and north.
All right, carry on.
And you see these deep red rocks just jut out of the sea. And among them there's one large cavernous entrance. It goes deep underground below sea level, past the remnants of what might have once have been a majestic door that has been shattered and broken from the inside. You enter a cavernous system. The bones riddle the ground and the walls. Far in, you hear a heartbeat. Slow. And a small source of light glows as you see little bits of bone break themselves free from the ground around. You see skulls of all manners of creatures. They break themselves apart and almost form the pieces needed to slowly reconfigure this massive behemoth of an undead dragon.
Does it make
But
you
you
feel
see
better that they weren't
something
his
else.
bones?
You see one more thing.
Hmm.
Way in the back, a small source of light that pulses in tandem with the heartbeats.
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting.
In fact, Gerald is like, ooh.
Oh, what do you see? What do you see?
Well, I see where it is.
Wormsbane.
Oh, is that his name? Wormsbane? Yes,
Yes.
I see where Wormsbane is. It's somewhere between the west and north shards. There's an island there, and it's deep in a cavern past some ancient doors. It seems to be reforming there, and there's some sort of object, which I suspect might be the actual physical source we might have to deal with if we were to
Oh.
get rid of him permanently, as my guess.
Maybe that source will be a little
It's
bit
kind
more
of-
talkative
It's kind
than
of like a heartbeat.
that's interesting. It's like some kind of like, I don't know, like its essence is in that object, keeping it alive. Because we shattered its physical form.
Yes, and I wonder. I mean, not that I don't know a lot about, undead and undeath besides what we've seen, but if it has to go back here, and this is its, because it seems to be resonating with that heartbeat from what I could see. I'll bet you that if we were to stop that heart, we'd stop Wormsbane.
Oh, I mean, look, that's certainly a last resort. I genuinely think that this dragon is just he's angry, but
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think there might be good reason. I mean, his scales were literally made into clothing.
Oh yes,
So
I mean you're wearing his skin, right?
Yes.
Right as we
Oh,
speak.
I'd be furious. Yes.
yes.
Rightly so. Yes. Well, if you want to go over there and have a talk to him, then by all means, Rudy.
Oh, well, but I haven't seen it. I don't know how I would get there. But you have seen it, and maybe you could be like you could do some fancy teleportation sort of
Oh, I
shenanigans.
mean-
Maybe.
I could probably take us there right now if you wanted.
Oh, well, maybe we should take care of Nana's got some business. Well, Nana's gonna get us to help her with some business.
Oh
First.
no, it's fine. I'll do it.
No, Nana, no.
No,
We will
it's
do it
fine. I'll
together.
do it. You just
We'll
have to
do
be
it.
there.
No, we'll
Go
do
now,
it.
now,
go.
you two, what's going on, Nana?
Well, we got a little busy, and nobody told Logan he was adopted.
Oh,
Nobody told, and I forgot. And then we had the dragon, then we had the other
We've
dragon,
had a
then we
lot
had
going
Jillian.
on, Nana.
There's just a lot going
Don't-
on, and I just feel
I mean,
really bad.
I've
I
just
feel
been tending to the graveyard. If any time anyone reminded me to do that, I probably would have done it weeks ago.
Oh, Rudy, you have no tact.
Well, she's right, you know, to be fair.
Yeah, but I'm just stating it as it is.
No, we'll do it together. That's fine. Maybe it'll make
Sure
him
enough.
feel better. Should I make him?
That
some
is if the
cookies?
queen hasn't like killed him or
think-
anything.
I think you should make him some cookies, perhaps.
Didn't we tell the queen though?
You know, we did, but I don't know if she's going to break it to him very nicely either. if
She
we're being
seems a little
honest.
stern at times.
Yeah, I don't know if she's mad at me sometimes, even though I haven't.
Oh,
done
no one's
anything.
mad at you, Nana.
She's very
I just, you know.
stern.
Mad at
she's-
Arthur, maybe.
She's got a very commanding presence, you know.
It's a good and a bad thing, really.
I mean, good for a queen, I'm sure. Just
It
very
wouldn't surprise me if
intimidating.
she's heard this conversation right now and is probably mad at all of
Oh,
us.
No, she can't. I've got.
Tell me if you're mad at me. Just tell me
Magical
straight up. That's how I
protections.
function.
Oh, wait, that's right. We're in Gerald's bubble. That's right.
Of a sorts.
Oh, yes, one of them. Yes.
One of them.
Anyway, probably a good thing you're here. I have some news for you two as well.
Oh, wonderful. What is it?
So I know where the black dragon is.
Oh, wonderful. Where is it?
It's deep below Ebonspire.
Okay.
Why does
it's
that not
nice that
surprise
you
me?
Yeah, I feel like I should be more surprised at this point, but I'm
I mean,
just.
the name of the
like,
city is
really amped up.
Ebonspire.
It was terrifying.
Oh, well, you're
Oh,
scared
I
of
mean, oh,
everything.
sorry, are you
It has
all
not passed
right?
on its essence.
Oh, well, then it's probably
There's a
cranky
poor
that...
dragon down there.
Yeah, you probably woke it up from its nap or something.
What? No, I didn't like ring any bells or anything. I just, did a little scry with the telescope.
Did you
Seems like
ask
if someone was
permission?
crying on me, and I was a
Oh,
very
you can't,
powerful
it doesn't
being,
allow
and-
you to ask permission.
Well, then,
Rudy.
no wonder. What if he was taking a bath?
She, I believe, but
Oh. Now I'm in the bad books. Look at me.
no tact.
I'm the only one in the likes. All
I
right.
know
Well,
that.
are we going to say hello or are we not? I mean,
Well, if
Well,
we
I mean-
go to the queen, we can ask to speak to Logahin. We can...
I think the queen would know about this
Of course she
dragon,
knows.
and I think we should perhaps try and tactfully, looking at Rudy, have a word with her about it, or maybe Nana can do it,
Okay.
and I can just look impressive in the background.
Right. I will shut up. Gerald will flutter his robes. Nana will do the talking. Arthur will stay busy at the guild.
it is always me. Is he even back yet? I thought he was extending his stay with Lana.
Oh,
That's right.
Those two. Young love, I tell you.
They're not,
that elf.
but they're not
Realizes
young.
he's like
They're-
400.
He's old.
Yeah.
Medium-aged love, I tell you.
No. No.
I-
No.
development speeds are different, I suppose. Well, yes. Either way, it was very scary, and if we're going to, if we need to visit the Black Dragon, let's see if there's a official channel we can maybe take for that, if possible.
All right. Well, first things first, it sounds like you also need cookies. I know you always want cookies, so it's not even a thing. And I think, I'll be honest, I feel like Crater could also use some cookies. He has been looking a little bit down, you know.
Yes,
and-
ever since I found him, a little
We
bit
do owe
dinged
him.
up. He's been very skittish. I had to...
Oh,
yes,
yes, that's right. You left him with the brain that hates mimics.
Yes, we didn't really think that one through. But I will say that Vinny throws a really good right hook, so it's been fine.
We find when I
Anyway.
find him.
But all
Wherever he's
the
gone.
other carriers are all alive and well. Is there any good news I have?
Oh, that's
That's
good. What's
something.
River up to these days?
She wouldn't let me see her.
That makes sense. River
Typical.
enjoys
That
her
is so
privacy.
classic. Young lady,
Yes, I tried several times, and she was very persistently not about it. So
You know,
I mean,
that's
I
how we
guess that
know she's
means
still got that essence.
well, exactly. That means she's probably fine.
I don't know. I don't even think Jalira has the balls to go up against River by herself.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, we can
Have you
only
seen
hope.
River? She'd pick me up and throw me without even. Well, actually, so did Indiriel.
Yes, and Diriel got very handily taken care
Diriel was only
of.
half a dragon essence.
Really
True.
realizing some things. I like being princess carried.
Specifically by a dragon
By
essence carriers.
Full dragon essence carriers.
Yeah, strong
Strong.
female dragon essence carriers. Mm.
Rattles my bones, I tell you.
Kink unlocked.
Rattles my bones. Get out. Get out. How dare you? God.
Right. Well, all joking aside, let's get moving. I think I don't want to. I feel like we've got a couple of things to take care of. So Gerald, grab whatever books you need. We're moving
You need me to come with you
to go talk to the Queen and by
Yes,
extension Logahin. Yes.
I think
Alright.
it would be good because you found this information and as much as we can help support, I think you being there would be so important.
All right, just
We
don't leave
can
me there by myself.
Get the cookies first.
And as both of you have pointed out, I have no tact, so don't leave me alone in any conversation.
Oh, we wouldn't dream of it.
And then
That would
as
be
they
silly.
go out, like Nana's like, it's not that no tact is a bad thing. You're very direct, which is very good, and you can be. But then sometimes, like with those blue dragons,
we get
and you
about
like
half-
hear that above.
We
Yeah.
get about halfway down the hallway, and then Gerald's like, "Oh, wait, be right, 1 second, be right back." And he runs back, and he's gonna cast alarm around the perimeter of the room
Oh, that's
Very
so
good, very good.
clever. Nice.
as a mental alarm.
Nice. Nice. I love it.
He hurries back, hiking his robes up.
Is it fair to say they could stop by the guild and pick up some cookies? Because I feel like Nana might have also been teaching Vinny how to cook.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just saying, like, in his little booth
Sure.
with a little apron. Not great yet, but he's getting there. He's got talent.
See, the
He's got
problem is
passion.
Crater is also trying to help and using his tongue to like sort of mix food together. It's just melting.
It's
The
not
acid
great.
is just it's
The
not.
cookies are being fed exclusively to Crater.
Vinny takes him out of the oven. Crater.
I feel like the using his tongue to mix it is the excuse of him just eating it.
Yeah, like decidedly less batter is in the bowl when
It's okay.
Yeah.
We've
They're
taught
trying.
Crater a
Hey,
few
they're
tricks
trying. We
now.
got that.
He now can sit, stay, and roll over on command, which that Rudy is personally thrilled with. Trying to get him to shake without using his tongue to shake is a bit of a tricky. Yeah, we haven't quite worked that one out.
And every time you ask him to roll over, he turns into a barrel and rolls.
Yeah, it's actually quite adorable. Yep.
Barrel roll. Is the command, Crater, do a barrel roll.
I don't know, maybe.
I'd like to think the chicken has also kind of taken up residence on top of him and started like bringing sticks and stuff. And then every time he rolls, it's just like, and, like starts again. Yeah.
We need an entire animated series about the pets of the Vanguard. of the
Oh
Black.
my God! Imagine.
There's also definitely a little trend of whenever Rudy falls asleep inside the guild hall, the chicken starts nesting on top of him, and like just sits and stares him in the eyes.
Why?
Oh my God.
What did I
just
do to this
occasionally,
chicken?
just occasionally pecks him.
Yeah. It's like
It definitely looks like it's considering if the eyeballs are edible or not.
Oh my!
if it could lay eggs, they would be like in the hollow of your like stomach. But
But-
thankfully it can't.
One
because
day
it's
Rudy
actually
wakes up, there's like
I
a
mean-
cheeping coming from his ribcage.
It's a rooster. I swear it's a rooster.
The thing is, though, on the upside, you've got like 40% less worms and maggots.
True. This is mutualism at its finest.
You're a snack to that chicken.
Yeah, definitely.
You're a
It's,
smorgasbord.
That's the only reason Rudy's eyes are still in place, is that the chicken knows where
Yeah,
there's better
yeah.
grub.
It's like, oh, there's. I'll get to those.
Occasionally picks a worm out of the sinuses.
That's like the dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love. I hate that, but I love it.
Actually, speaking of that, because Josie, you mentioned in the previous session that the curse feels like it's gotten stronger, and Rudy. At this point, we've taken it as like Rudy now has some form of feelings and attachment to Wormsbane. But has anything further, has he deteriorated further? Has anything happened in that regard, or?
over the course of these 2 weeks, any skin or flesh on your left arm under where the disintegration ray hit has sloughed off.
So from the sleeve onwards is
so his left arm is just entirely like bone and tendons and sinew.
Yeah.
But
Literally.
no like muscle.
So now that that's pretty much impossible to hide, Rudy he's gone away with the face covering. He will, because by now the Vanguard of the Black is known across the continent, right? So I feel like the rumors of the Vanguard of Black having an undead cleric or something akin to would be fairly, at least, not common knowledge, but known enough. So he has less fear walking around now. That you can't really hide a whole arm anyway. It's a little tricky.
Don't worry, if anyone comes for you, Nan will just be like, you don't need a nose to fight crime. Get out of here.
But you did, however, find out that no matter how hard you tried, you could not get inside the temple in Ebonspire. Like, no matter if you were invited or not, you just can't seem to go through the doorstep.
He just kind of stands there and he wants to, but then when he gets to the threshold, he's like, but do I want to? And just kind of, it's not a physical thing. He just mentally doesn't bring himself to step over the threshold, I'd feel.
It is also because you are technically an antithesis to what the temple represents at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
No way. No way.
Like, slightly a physical thing then?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm sort of taking it as like it affects his mind and his psyche more than like it's not like he walks like it's an invisible
Not
wall,
like
because that would be
and
silly.
you're like, I can't.
But it's more of like as he gets closer to the threshold, he sort of gets more and more like, why would, like, I don't know. It's like a weird mental thing that. Yeah.
It's definitely like a repulsion thing, where it's like you just don't feel like going there. You're like, nah.
I know I was summoned for a discussion, but can you just like come outside? I like the sunlight on my bones. Can I just vitamin D?
Bleached little bones.
Yeah, everyone else is tanning. He's bleaching. If he spends too much time in the sun, what's left of his skin goes all leathery.
That's why he starts
It's just
applying
like
that lavender
shrinks a
oil
little bit as
again.
well.
Yeah.
He can
But,
work
you know,
under the
he-
tendons
he
and everything. now.
moisturizes.
Yeah.
Moisturizers. We all know this.
I'm just thinking of
True.
that one Doctor Who episode.
Moisturize me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yes.
What's the plan? Are you
What-
all headed to the Queen?
Yes.
With a fresh batch, large batch, I'd say, of cookies, because she knows that half them are gonna go into Rudy's stomach.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
So you pass through the guild hall, where currently it's slightly empty. There's a couple of people standing around. What where used to be a long table has now been essentially turned into a war room map of the Western Flatlands, which is the territory that the Queen controls, which is anything from the Scorching Sea and below, essentially. And they're talking. There's a couple of talking. You see Claire among others. She's not dressed as a volunteer, but she's there. And in tow, she has baby Bjorn.
Baby Bjorn.
Oh,
Okay.
And you do see in another end where there used to be like these booths for sitting and eating and chatting. They have been refitted to be more open and it's a bit more tight packed to fit more people. But you see Richard, now 1 month sober, is currently talking to a bunch of fresh recruits.
Oh.
Okay.
And as you step on through, you go into your office in the back room of the kitchen, where you see Vinny, who was, during your escapades in the south, reawakened by Atornar.
Probably for the best.
And you see that Vinny has grown a little bit. Isn't like the small like shrub thing where there's a semblance of little feet now. So while still stuck in the boot, there's now 2 feet sticking out, so the boot isn't actually always touching the ground. There's like 2
love
little
that.
feet going through. It does slightly drip still, like constantly, and whenever Vinny sits down, there just like starts caking mud on the floor. And Crater is in there. The chicken is in there. They seem to have formed their own little gang. They've got a connection.
Love that.
And you walk in, and you see the goblin, who usually runs the bar, is currently sitting in the corner with his face in his hands, sobbing quietly, as the whole kitchen is just a mess. You see half-dissolved utensils. The oven has apparently just been put out of fire. Vinny's in the process of currently, like, though with oven mittens on, slapping Crater over and over and over, yelling, bad crate, bad crate. And the chicken is currently in full force picking up the remnants of chocolate chips, which bowl was tilted over onto the ground.
Nana, calm your shrub. Get it away from Vinny. Get it away from Crater. Oh my.
Vinny. What's going on, everyone?
Crater, my baby, come here. Oh, you'll be all right.
Crater runs over.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Vinny, we don't slap crates. It's very rude.
Or barrels.
Or barrel. Well, yeah. Or what else can you turn it into?
Mostly just crates and barrels.
Oh yeah.
Before you get too ahead of blaming Vinny, look around. There's a lot of dissolved things here. I think maybe Crater deserved a little bit of reprimand in this case.
He will get a talking to, but no slapping. Physical punishment on children and pets is not something we endorse here at the Guild. Or anywhere, for that matter.
And then Nana, notices the goblin and goes, why don't we help clean up first?
And you see the goblin Gust, the mute bartender, just looks up.
All right.
And then walks out of the kitchen.
Right. You saw the goblin, Crater. Make sure you help clean up.
And Crater immediately starts licking the floor, and the wood boards just start
that dissolving.
Oh wait, no. That's a good boy. But how about you oversee the cleanup?
Crater looks confused.
You supervise the cleanup.
Make an animal handling check.
Yes.
No.
As Nena, Vinny tells you that Vinny put Crater in charge of the dishes, and to that effect, Crater just put everything in his mouth. And what you see around you,
very clean initially.
They do.
Yes.
Okay, I want to apologize. I think my computer is not liking something right now. We rolled I think we
Well.
rolled a 15. I think it's just
Mm.
taking a long
I
time.
think.
I can't
Have you remembered hardware acceleration?
It did, yes. You rolled a 15. Yeah.
I've
it
not.
came
No,
through.
I got a warning about hardware acceleration, so I think that is
Mm.
that is an issue that I
Right,
need
let's
to
see.
resolve.
That could do it. It did come through for me though.
It didn't.
I can see it in D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, now I see it. Now I see it. All good. 15, yes, Crater very suddenly just plops down on the ground. Clunk! Like, just puts all the 4 feet out from the various corners of the crate and just plumps down on the floor.
Right. There's a good.
And you see you see like the lid starts to open, the teeth fold out, and you see like the dozens of eyes just like blink into existence and just start staring at everything. Like all the eyes are looking at different things.
Rudy gives him a scratch underneath the bottom part of the lock. There's like.
And he starts panting happily.
See, you just need to know how to speak to him. Get on his level, you know?
Yeah.
Right, I understand, Vinny, and that's very frustrating. But yes, we want to reward good behavior and just let people know when they're not doing, And also, I'll be honest, aren't you awakened right now? Why would you put him in charge of dishes? Like, really? I'm like, are we not thinking this through? Like, I know you want to include everyone, but really? But I appreciate you, and I'm.
Do we know that Artonar is doing? We do know. We remember Artonar, don't we?
Didn't I ask him to?
I believe you
Since
did.
the last
I asked him
So
to
we-
go and
yeah.
solve it because he's like, "Oh, your pets are getting into trouble." I'm like, "Sure."
Right. And Rudy was like, Vinny, next time you see Artonar, can you just maybe a little bit of intelligence going Crater's way might also be, like
"Oh,
just a little bit,
imagine."
you know?
Oh, but that would be so helpful. I
And
don't
Vinny
think he'd give up the
looks
sauce.
at Rudy and just can't remember the Vinny voice, so I'm gonna make up a new one. And just goes, "That's not how any of this works."
That's pretty much it. I feel like that was it.
No, I know exactly how this works. We break the fourth wall, and then Artonar comes and slaps us around. So,
Wait, what wall? I meant the magic doesn't just make me smart.
well, then you explain it to me if you're so smart. Come on.
To us.
I feel like you're putting way too much pressure on me. I'm just a little shrub.
You're the
Gerald is trying
smartest
his best
shrub
to
we know.
Pretend he's not part of any of this.
Look, just if you
Nana
see
has just given him the chicken, and he's like just holding.
if you see Artonar again, point him in the direction of Crater and just say we could use a bit of a hand here.
And Vinny just looks at the mitten-covered vine.
No, not your hand. No, not.
Puts the hand towards Crater.
Hey, all right. Right. Well, you know what? Why don't you sit with Crater and supervise, and we'll do a bit of a cleanup. And you know what? I'm also going to purchase some new dishes. I'll get those delivered.
I wonder if we can get some magical dishes that aren't affected by acid.
Josie,
I feel like that's a bit outside of the guild's budget.
Not outside of
It's a
our
personal
budget, though,
budget.
Gerald. As a
Are you kidding me,
personal,
Rudy's logo?
I'm sorry. I feel like we should purchase some really high quality silverware that is magical and resistant to acid.
I'm just feeling like it might be nice. Yeah. Look. Not that we need a whole shopping thing, but just let
Rudy
me know
will
how much,
leave
like,
the
a nice set of
appropriate-
plates would be.
Appropriate gold to purchase some new kitchen utensils and equipment.
Some crater proof.
Some crater
Sam will
proof.
definitely go
He will-
halvesies with him because it's literally
Not only will he leave enough gold to purchase new stuff, he will then leave enough gold to then get it enchanted, so that it is crater proof. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Yep, yep,
Hold
yep,
on,
yep.
come on, let me go halvesies. Let me go halvesies.
No. Vinny, no. Vinny. It's not Vinny's fault. It's my fault. I technically did bring a mimic into this, civilized society. So,
So you couldn't leave him.
no, I couldn't. But Crater is my responsibility. I should clean up his messes.
That's very.
Speaking of, has anyone found out where he shits? I haven't found that.
And I'm leaving the conversation.
No, I've not been able to find out where.
I'm not scrying on your.
I'll be honest, I don't
shit.
think he does, really.
Oh, he has to.
Do a nature check
has
to
to.
figure out if mimics.
Do mimics?
And now we need to answer the lifelong question of do mimics poop?
Do mimics poop?
After you clean up the kitchen of the guild hall,
That's
you
wise.
fetch some cookies. You leave a set of money with Gast. It comes to about 120 gold
Done.
to get like a very basic enchantment. And what it does is more like acid damage within the kitchen will be mitigated
Excellent.
to just a slight amount, to where it's like you'll probably have more time to save things from the acid rather than making everything like acid proof.
That's fair.
But you leave the guild hall, you enter the pavilion of trades. It is bustling as per usual, but rather than townsfolk, most of the people shopping right now are a mixture of volunteers, garrisoned soldiers, like parts of the army, druids, and you even see a handful of dwarves from Tarkar walking around, taking stock of what's available.
Yes.
So
You cross the bridge.
I nod as we're passing by.
You pass by. You see a little gathering of Wimple flags pass by as you're passing through. You see the family of Haywoods are walking by.
Definitely wave to them.
Rudy waves with his.
They wave. Yeah, they wave back. But you can't really see much of their actual hand waves, but you see like the little poles with the flags.
Yeah, they just go like.
I'll assume it's a wave.
You head on through. You see coming in, like in the sky as you're leaving the Pavilion of Trades, you see coming in, magically flying, is a like 5 or 6 druids. They're clad in green and blue robes that have like designs of thunder clouds and lightning bolts on them. They land. They're also followed by a few of the volunteers, some that have had practice not getting motion sickness from flying. As you head into the Ebon Spire itself, you walk in, and most of the area is now covered in guards. You see, there's a large section of security. They don't ask you for any form of identification. They seem to know who you are, but there's definitely a heavier presence. And almost most of the days currently, like the last 4 or 5 days, there's been a large upswing in military presence within the city. There's even currently work going on. The general has sent stonemasons and carpenters here to start working in fortification around the city, placing out sentry towers are currently being built.
Nice.
You step inside, and you see the long table behind the queen's throne. There's only really 3 people there. You see the queen. You see what looks to be the representative sent from the general. There's oh, sorry. And you see a familiar white-haired elven form wearing pristine white robes standing off to the side. As you see Chigor in humanoid form.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
I was so afraid that was the elf we kidnapped. For a second there, I was like, oh no.
Interesting.
So you step in. They all look up. You see the representative who hasn't actually given a name. It doesn't really answer to a name of any kind, mostly just the representative or the assistant, the counselor. Seems to have a personal disbelief in names. The fact, like having a name allows other people to use it, and at one point went into a discussion with Gerald about how powerful names can be when it comes to spells. As it increases familiarity, certain spells give increased effect when something has a name, and things like that.
That's a fairy right there, if I've ever seen one. God.
Fey as fuck.
Hey, as fuck.
I feel like at some point Arthur's like attempted to like get the name out of them through various conversations or something. of the like.
So much, surely.
They look down as you approach. There's definitely a military presence in here as well. There's a couple of lieutenants talking amongst each other. It seems to be, if anything, there's also an information center going on. They seem to be sending out various magical and mundane messages from here. They've got a large gathering. They have several people that are just working on writing these messages that are then being sent out. You do spot, just as you're walking in, you do see someone yeet a sparrow towards the door. Just like chuck it.
Nana would duck, but she doesn't have to. So.
No, the sparrow just goes flying, and then as it starts decelerating, it just unfurls its wings and flutter out the door.
Cuddly Nana doesn't need to duck. It's a sparrow. Not a duck.
You hear the echoing of someone yelling, "Ow!" as Vinny just slapped someone.
Wasn't me.
The Queen, the general's representant, I can't words today, and Chigor all sort of like stand up, having been sitting or leaned in front of the large table ahead. They look at you, and the Queen says, "Vanguard, welcome. Do you have news?"
And I'm guessing we all kind of give a little bow to them. Well, I'm going to. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
And Nana just kind of looks around and goes, "We do, but we're not sure if it's a personal matter or not."
Well, if you wish, we could talk in more private circumstances.
That may be best.
And she gestures towards the left-hand side of this auditorium, this throne chamber. You've been in this room before. It seems to be the one that the Queen uses for private conversation.
I remember distinctly a very naked dragon man in there.
Oh, yeah.
As the Queen walks up, she knocks on the door.
Oh, no.
And says, "We are entering.
No.
Make yourselves presentable."
Oh, Gerald, you called it.
And you hear from inside, "Yes, I'll put some pants on."
Nana just kind of snorts.
The Queen, after a moment, opens the door. Now, pants is apparently a loose term, as it looks like Shenigorn has just taken one of the many drapes and put around him like a very loose-fitted toga. And every now and then, when he adjusts his position, you see more than you want to. But also sitting in this room, you see, currently seems to be.
Bless you.
I'm sorry.
I thought
It's okay, it
that
didn't come
we
through.
were about to do like a really big
Yeah.
like description
no,
for a second. And I was
The
like,
video
oh,
call,
no.
the video call cut the sound.
Yeah, it was good.
You see, with dark red skin, long hair, having grown out since last time, horns sticking out, wearing more casual clothes than what you're used to. Just a loose fitted shirt and some light, like 3/4 leather trousers. Currently reclined in on a bunch of pillows, reading a book and sipping on some tea. Looks up at all of you as Logain says, "Oh, it is great to see you all again." And that's where we're going to take a little break.
I knew the second you.
Yeah, our boy.
Yeah.
Well, glad to see he's.
I'm glad to see he's not in a
adjusting.
cell because we kind of never checked on that. Like we were just like, yeah, okay, bye.
Yeah, you could figure out what to do with this guy.
No, here you go. Dumped him and then like went after the air dragons.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we kind of had to. It was just.
Yeah, it was like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But now it's
We
gonna be
didn't
awkward
really-
because I'm gonna be like, I kind of need to like, you guys have to leave, but then I need to talk to Logan, so you guys need to leave. Like,
No, I feel like knowing that he's out here like that, I think the situation's been
he
explained.
surely needs. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well,
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's fun.
yeah.
So we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna go visit restrooms, refill
Mhm,
drinks,
mhm.
and I do want to say thank you for raiding Tradie Place.
Oh,
You're all welcome in. Everyone you brought with you are welcome,
Welcome,
to come in. We will do another
Is-
quick little round of who's who in this game before we get started
If-
again.
if-
Sorry, AussieDevFro.
no, I was just gonna say if
Trady
Trady
plays.
if Trady is still there, can we ask him? Did he beat the Lord of Cinder?
Ooh, did you?
Because
you?
he was
Did you?
he was attempting to finish Dark Souls 3 tonight. So I was just like,
Ah,
ooh.
let's go.
I do know that Dark Souls 3 was being played, but I did
Mm.
not know it was the Soul of Cinder.
We
But
had a chat.
Trady, have you played the DLC?
No, he hasn't. I've been telling him to do the DLC, but I think he's done. I think
You're
he's
really
done.
good.
The DLC's really
DLC's
good.
pretty good.
Anyway, for those on my side, we are going to run ads again. I do apologize if you just saw some ads,
Yes.
but it's just a good time to run them again to get rid of them for an extra hour. So just bear with us. Don't worry, you won't miss any content.
But we will be back in just a couple of minutes. See you soon.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, and we should be back. Sorry about that if anyone came in and we were all away. Resinok, hello, welcome on in, mate. And across all the chats, hello, thank you for bearing with the ads. You find us in the middle of our ad break, so I do apologize for that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, we do. Oh my gosh. All right, but we are here. Oh, look, we all came back at the same time.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Hello?
And don't mind me. I need to eat some M&Ms because I want to.
Ooh,
Wow, M&M.
delicious.
What do you call a really nice non-binary person? Them and M.
Damn it, Josie.
Wait, that one actually missed me. Well, say it again.
What do you call a nice non-binary person? Them
Yeah.
and M.
Oh, them.
Ha ha ha
Nice.
ha. Ha 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 ha. Also, if Lars is still around, yum yum yum. That one's just for Lars, man.
Also, welcome on in Deathwormed Over. Lovely to meet you. And just to,
Lars hates me.
and just to answer a quick question we've had over here. So for the most part across the channels, we try to interact via the text chat while we are actually playing. Just because we find in terms of the role play aspect and the actual playing of the game, it's much better if we sort of verbally stay in game. Whereas when we're not, conversing with other characters or whatnot, we do interact. We do type things out and interact via the text chat. That just seems to be the best way to go about it at this point. Yeah. Just in case anyone was curious.
Because otherwise it's way too easy to get distracted and lose focus on what's going on in the game. And there's,
Can you imagine us trying?
There's a lot of stuff.
Can you imagine us trying to talk about something in game with the other characters, then mute ourselves to talk with chat, and then come back to the game? It's just a whole heck of time.
Yeah, an absolute nightmare.
So yeah, we do try to reply via text, just when we can. That's all.
Yes, and if we sort of respond, that we'll get back to you later, or if we maybe if you feel like we're ignoring you for a little bit, we're not. It's just we'll get.
I'm
back to you
personally
later.
ignoring you.
Cuddly,
besides
please.
Tuffy, obviously, who's just hasn't been
besides
better
me,
against
obviously.
Twitch chat in general.
Every single person where I'm ignoring every single one. I don't even.
Cuddly's joking, by the way. Just
I'm joking.
For the record.
That's actually why I don't stream this anymore. Is because I like talking too much. So it was just too hard for me. I don't shut up.
Yeah.
So
it's actually one of the.
You know what? It's actually easier if I just focus on the game.
One of the hardest things to actually sort of figure out when we started doing D&D was actually trying to
raid. Yeah.
Yes, you are completely right. We are supposed to interact with stream viewers. It is a Twitch. It is in fact a Twitch rule, and interaction can be verbal or via text. So
whoa, that's wild.
there you go.
That it's a rule.
Yeah,
It's a rule.
It's
that's
a rule.
Right. That's right.
Darn.
Whoa.
Because I personally actually love to ignore every single person that comes in my Twitch chat. I am gonna have to rethink this.
Do you though?
I do. Every single one. I'm like, I just kind of like that meme where you're like, yeah, that's me. Like every time. Who's that? Nobody.
People. But no, we love you all. Thanks all for coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
I think
And before we jump back into the action, we're gonna do another quick round of the Who's Who.
Ooh.
Hello out there, everybody. Anyone who's been here since earlier, any newcomers. I am Josie Poser. I'm the Dungeon Mistress. I've been running this campaign we are coming closer and closer to 3 years.
Holy cow.
Jinkies.
It's a lot. It's a lot of time, people. And I'm joined today. We are sadly one Wettest Orb short But we've got Cuddly Raptor, who's playing Nana Melivora, the gnome druid. We've got Roju from Participation Award playing Gerald the Wizard, the
Hello.
human warlock sorcerer. And we've got AussieDevFro playing Rudy Magic Hands McGee, the reborn grave cleric. He is not doing too well, maybe. Well, he's a less and less person every day that goes.
Ah, it's all good. He'll be fine.
I think he's taking his new diet too far.
It's not healthy.
Not healthy. You're
just
at
skin
this
and
point you're
bones.
just bones.
Maybe. Yes.
This is the
Little bit
joke,
of tendon.
people. This is a joke. People eating disorders are very serious.
Actually, this is very
and
true.
Diets should be done in
Mm.
moderation,
Mhm.
possibly even in cooperation with a doctor. We are simply joking about the fact that Rudy Magic has a curse on him. He's also made a deal with the goddess of the undead, so he's just rotting away, but he's also constantly hungry.
Mm.
He's wasting away.
Literally skin and bones in this case.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How about that nightmare though?
How about that nightmare? That we'll get to nightmare.
Mm,
We'll
mm,
get to
Can we?
nightmare.
Okay, I was just like, I want to know if it went through. Perfect. All right. Boy fix.
We'll get there. But as you all enter the, shall we say it's sitting room, greeting room, cozy room that the Queen, Erica Darvan, has behind her throne chamber, you meet Senivon, the voyeurist dragon, exhibitionist, if you will, and Logahin, a campion, a half-demon that you've run into a couple of times, and a couple of months ago you managed to capture him after an excursion in the Scorching Sea through the only successful use of divine intervention so far this campaign.
To be fair, it was a
Worth
good
it.
one. It was a good
It
It
one.
was a
Worth it.
really good
Worth
one. It
it.
was a very good one. And since then, you left him in the care of the Queen, as you had to go and do other things like heroes and adventurers do. You come back, you find him reading a book, sipping on a cup of tea.
I love that for him.
As the Queen ushers you all into the room.
Oh, Logahin. Oh,
Oh, it's wonderful to see you too. Oh, this is such a pleasant surprise, actually.
You are
Quite
looking.
convenient.
We admittedly have not kept in contact as much as we should have.
To be fair, we have been very busy. I apologize for not checking in.
I've heard many things through the various messengers coming and going. You've been doing some great things.
well, we try.
I
You
did
seem to
also
be
hear that you
doing well.
ran into my mother again.
Oh,
Ah,
hope-
yes. Oh,
we did,
Oh,
and we'll get.
I don't appreciate the way you're all sounding.
everyone's just
No,
like,
I-
"Oh."
well, I mean,
That is actually
Kill
one
her.
of the reasons.
no. Almost though.
Not
Wait.
yet.
And I don't know if I'd consider that a good thing, though.
We'll circle back around to that, perhaps.
Oh,
That's one of the
alright.
reasons we came here. In fact,
That's
It's-
actually a very
You could
big
call it
reason,
the
but,
elephant in the room, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Queen chimes in and says, "Do you all need me present for this?"
We could. Oh my God! What do we do? Because we
Well,
have like literally.
we have
two
a
things
few
that need,
topic.
like-
We have a few topics of conversation. We have one that pertains
We
to
do,
Logahin and how Jalira isn't his mother, and then we have one with you where
Rudy,
we
no,
know
no.
that the Black Dragon is under Ebonspire.
Rudy,
Oh shit!
Rudy,
I did it again, didn't I?
Rudy.
why would you?
The Queen looks at you and says, That was quite tactless,
I-
Rudy.
So I've been told.
I will leave you to it. And she steps back and she just looks at Shenivon, who's like, yes, I'm leaving. he, and he goes to stand up, and his toga starts falling off, and the queen just looks at it and goes like, yes, and ties it properly, and walks out.
Sorry. This look, I brought cookies for this, but we
I mean,
didn't do
that's
it
quite a
right.
statement, Rudy. I'm assuming you've got some backing to that. I mean, as far as I'm aware, there's no reason for her to have lied about something like that. It's definitely a connection.
Well, it
No,
came directly from
we
her.
Rudy,
Rudy, we're
Okay,
gonna
all
have
right.
here.
We've
Eat a
spoken
cookie.
enough.
Rudy, eat a cookie. We talked to Jalira, and she offered us a deal, and we couldn't take it because we just have different interests, and uh,
I'm hoping
I
this is context for
I
how this has
mentioned
anything to do with
you,
me.
and I mentioned you, and she told me that she had lied to you, and that she had just told you that she was your mother, so that you would do what she wanted you to do. And I know that's very hard to hear, and I'm very sorry that it came out like it did, and I don't know anything other than that.
And you're sure she didn't just say that to throw you all off? What if that was the lie?
It could have been, but she did mention that she has a child. I don't know where it is. I don't know who it is, but she said it wasn't you.
I'm sorry. I'm just finding this very hard to take in. It's.
That's fine. And
Understandable.
look, maybe she did. I mean, why would she tell us the truth? But it just seemed like a very hurtful thing to
But
say, and
also,
we
why
just
would she tell that as a lie to us? That makes
I,
no sense either.
I'm having a hard time deciphering it, but I wanted you to hear it from us face to face, not just through some dream message.
I haven't really had any messages from her since you captured me.
I do apologize for the roughness of that, by the way. I didn't expect how it went down myself.
Yeah, well, you didn't expect it. I didn't expect it.
It was a little
I
bit cool, though.
I don't
Admit
think
it.
anyone expected it. I just asked for help.
What?
What? I'm gonna stop talking again
Um,
before I get into
Can
trouble.
we go back to the whole? So
I think it would
she's
be fair to say that she's never treated you particularly well, right? I think we've all come to terms with that.
Do you remember how? Well, do you remember what are your first memories of her?
couple of years ago, she sort of just showed up in Southport and told me the story of. I mean, I never knew my parents at all,
That's
and
difficult as well.
she told me the story of how she had to give me up, and this seems to be the safest place at the time. That she said she saw what I had built for myself and how proud she was, and she needed my help.
Hmm.
And I just don't see any reason why that would be the lie.
Well, she is the manipulative type. Um,
Well, I know that much, but I feel like I would have been able to see through it if there was such a thing.
do you mind? I can't believe I'm only just thinking of this now, but do you mind if I cast a quick spell on you? Just
You might need more
And
context
he's
than
sort
that,
of like
Gerald.
he
context, yes.
sits up.
Sorry. An identification spell.
What are you looking for?
Hopefully, I find nothing. But just so you know, we have encountered a number of people who have had their memories modified by Jalira, and it just occurred to me that perhaps you might also be a victim of this.
I mean, I don't know.
That's what everyone with modified memory says.
Only if
No,
you're
I mean, I
comfortable.
don't know if I want to find out.
Would you
I
allow
mean, at
me to
least
find
at
out,
least
regardless of whether you want to know or not?
I might need some time to think, because if you find out, you're gonna look at me different.
Look
No,
here, last we
not
looked at each
really.
other, you were trying to kill us. Now we've come in, we see you reading a book, sipping tea, and we are openly
Yes,
accepting
but
that.
if it turns out she's not actually my mother, first off, I lose any semblance of mother I ever had, and then I tried killing you for no reason whatsoever.
But that's already the case.
No, because I did it to prove something. If I'm under a modified memory spell, it gave me a mother that I never had.
What if you did have one? You don't know.
So you're saying these could be overwritten memories?
Assuredly.
She's overridden my memory once before, actually.
Hmm.
Really?
We had
That's
to,
true.
yes, we had to undo the enchantment and then restore his memory.
Oh, imagine if I continued going on thinking what I thought. Oh, it would have made some awkward conversations, wouldn't it?
Very.
Look, it's not something you have to agree to right now. I think you should take some time and
About
think
10
about
or
it.
11 minutes, he says, setting up the ritual.
I'm just-
Gerald, you can't be pushy.
I'm just. Gerald, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 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 oh.
Oop,
Oh, oh,
Give me my
oh.
mouse back, you. Persuasion with advantage. Pra-pa-pa-pow. Not bad. We got an 18.
An 18.
Hmm.
You start setting up and you look, and Logan, you can all see he looks stern. His face is grown a bit rigid. I'm really not comfortable with this. I understand that she's not a good person. Yes, I understand that, but you see a bit of glossiness come to his eyes. The prospect of having done everything in vain, having had a parental figure given to me, albeit false, and then taken away, and there might just be nothing there. She wasn't all bad, and I don't know how I would be able to handle feeling that sense of abandonment all over again.
Gerald kind of sort of just like, sort of just pauses in his preparations and sort of just nods and says to him, I understand how you feel. I too was abandoned as a child, and I know this loss that you speak of. If it makes any difference, you won't forget the things that you value about these memories. You'll just have returned to you what was yours, or perhaps it just proves that these are true memories, and maybe we're wrong. Maybe she was lying at that point. Who knows? But don't you think the truth, regardless, is worth that?
Well, Sometimes I have thought about it. Sure. I just. What if the truth hurts more?
Sometimes it does. And there's not really any sugarcoating that. Unless we're talking about Nana's cooking, that's always sugarcoated.
I'd bring cookies just for this reason.
What cookies?
Just for this raisin, she said.
Oh my! I didn't.
Oh, I
Okay,
misheard.
fine.
My apologies.
I'll.
Look, Loghin. Just know that no matter what
Hey.
you choose, sometimes you find your family a little later. Regardless. Look at Gerald.
What?
You
Have I got
found
something?
us.
Oh,
You found us very well. It was actually quite impressive.
I see.
Can we do this on my terms?
Of course.
What would you like your terms to be?
Would it be possible if this was something that was kept just between me and Gerald?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
don't see why not.
Now, I'll leave the cookies. Rudy, stop. You've had enough.
I have not.
Why don't we wait outside? Would you like to do this right now?
Yes, I.
Sure.
I'm open to finding out the truth, but I also want to be the one who chooses what to do with it, with as little influence as possible.
Yes. We wish you all the best, Gerald. You've got this. Rudy, come on.
I'm going. I'm not going to look. I've done my part. I moved the conversation.
Oh my God,
the
Rudy,
door
come on.
closed.
He's like pulling him
I'm
out
the
the
one who got this whole conversation going. You would have danced
Shoved it
around
to
it
another
for
cookie in
hours.
his mouth.
I'll resume setting up the ritual. And I think you're doing a brave thing. I don't, regardless of whether that means anything to you coming from me or not. I think you're doing the right thing.
Can we do this quietly, please?
Of course. I do have to say a couple of things for the ritual, but
Yes, yes, fine.
I'll continue.
Do it.
So just
The time passes. Rudy and Nana, you stand outside the door waiting. You see Senibon is walking around with his loosely tied kilt situation now going on. And it's just like butting in to what people are doing, just looking like everywhere at everything, like peering over people's shoulders. And Shigor is going like behind, trying to shoo him onwards. Eventually, the identify spell goes off. There's been no tampering with memories, but there is a magical effect lingering.
oh, what is
A
it?
Geas spell.
Oh.
Oh,
Actually, yeah.
A Geas spell
Hmm.
forcing him to follow Jalira's orders.
Angel.
okay.
Well,
That's something to tell the queen, I feel.
that's a bit awkward.
Oh, okay.
Actually, more awkward.
Well, good news and bad news. The good
Can we
news
do
is,
the bad first, please?
all right, sure. The bad news is you do have a magical compulsion set upon you. that is forcing you to obey Jalira's command, regardless of your own will.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The good news, your memories haven't been altered.
Okay.
So your memories are your own, but you have been. I believe its name is Gaius. Gaius. I'm not sure on the pronunciation, but yes, it is a very strong compulsion. I know of it from Malavora.
But you're saying it has not altered my memories. It just.
You're just
If
forced
she
to
asks
do her
me.
bidding. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I see. Can you remove it?
I believe so, yes.
Now?
Would you like me to?
Yes. Yes, please. If it's not memory tampering, then yes, please. Just
And I
do
believe that
something.
I believe I can just dispel magic this one, right, Josie?
I think so.
Uh,
Actually, let me check.
No, you
It's not like a
cannot.
curse or something, is it?
It is. You have to use remove curse, greater restoration, or wish. That is why
Ah.
Rudy was the one who removed it on himself.
Ah.
Oh, I have. Hold on. Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, I've got greater restoration.
I was gonna say I might have it on as well. I do. Yeah.
We both have
We
it.
got you
yes.
covered,
We got you.
baby.
All right. I was like, thinks about it for a second. I think with this kind of magic, it might be more in the restoration than the dispellation realms. So we may need. I believe either Malavora or Rudy would be able to do it. We
Well,
don't
since
have
it
to
wasn't
tell
memory tampering, you can tell them to come back in. It was
All right.
more that I was worried about.
And sort of just like gingerly kind of like pats him on the shoulder, semi-conciliatory, a little bit awkwardly, and he sticks his head out the door and is like, Nana, Rudy, if you can.
Oh yes, of course.
Oh, sure. The secret discussion's done, I suppose.
Well, yes. So could one of you perhaps remove a Gaius?
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
of course.
No-
Yes. Should.
I'll.
Why not? You want to?
He's got a
do it.
Gaius to compelling him to obey Jalira.
Oh, well,
Ah,
that's
yes.
not great, is it?
All right. Well,
I'm
why don't you have a cookie? And Nana kind of
Oh.
will infuse it with. Oh, and you want to do it?
I
Why don't we
mean, do
both
you
do
have the
it?
diamonds on you to do it?
Oh, wait. I don't. I want Nana to still have you. infuse
It's
it in the
okay,
cookie dough.
Nana. It's fine. It's fine. And Rudy
Diamond dust
sprinkles the
cookies.
diamond dust on the cookie.
Yes, cookies.
There you
Yes.
go. And by the time you finish eating this, Logahin, you will be freed from the spell.
Just mind the crunch.
It might.
That easy.
Well, yes. Nana's cookies have
sure.
amazing powers.
Okay, sure. It's just like eats the cookie, like slowly looking at you all, like what's going on
It's got a
here?
blue sparkly sprinkles on it. It's actually a really beautiful cookie. It's
Yeah, like yeah, it tastes great, but it tastes great, but it feels like I'm eating sand.
We didn't say it was easy. I just said it was delicious.
Ah,
I didn't lie.
it is, yeah. The texture though is throwing me off.
Yeah, texture.
It was either a cookie or maggots, really. It's one of the two.
I thought you'd prefer cookie, so
Most
I just
people
went
do.
with that.
I mean, if I had to choose, yes, but I'm not.
You're
picky.
welcome.
Not picky.
Thank you. And Gerald,
Hmm.
you definitely sense the dissipation of magic once this takes effect.
Mhm. Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
Wait, that was it?
wonderful.
That was it.
Didn't feel anything.
Easy as pie, or cookies.
Well,
Easy as baked goods.
I mean, that's the thing. It's not meant to feel anything. You were not supposed to know that you're under a geas. That's how the spell works, right?
Yes, the spell is implicitly supposed to be one that you don't know about.
Okay, I guess.
So at least now, if
Guess we'll
Julia,
find out next time I run into her.
You know what? Thinking about it, if you wanted to be a little bit clever, you could ask her directly. I'm sure she would tell you, assuming that you were still under her spell and would obey her regardless of her answer. She would probably just answer truthfully.
Oh,
Might be able to use that to your advantage one day.
I'll keep it in mind.
And look, Logahim, I'm not sure. Even if she is your mother, we can't always choose our family, and you can still hold love for people who aren't good for you. So this is very much up to you. We're not going to, well, I'm going to coddle you, of course, but we're not going to force you to do anything. And I hope you know that we're going to protect the people that we need to protect, but we're not going to be cruel about it. We'll do what we have to do, and I know you'll do what you have to do. That doesn't mean we can't enjoy each other's company in the meantime, or that you have to do anything at all.
Except you definitely shouldn't help bring the God of War or the Horsemen of the War of the Apocalypse through to the Prime Material Plane.
Well, I
That is
don't
one
think
thing we
that'll be
will
an
insist you
issue.
show not to do.
What? Wait, what are you
hold
talking
on. Are
about?
you? What do you mean? What are we talking about? Are you telling me
What do
you
you
don't
mean?
actually know Julia?
That's her plan.
Now who's being
Oh.
tactless, Gerald?
You.
I can't take
Wait.
you to
What do you-
anywhere.
Her plan is what?
What did you think her plan was?
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know. You mean you went
She
out
was,
and
she-
did
Hey,
horrible?
I need a spell. You
Hold on,
calm
hold
down.
on. Let the man speak.
I mean, as you just said, I was apparently under spell to obey.
Hmm.
You know, no, she showed up. We talked a lot. She said she needed my help. I helped her set up a safe house, fake town almost.
Yep, we found that one.
And then she just said well, I don't. She said she was doing something in the Underdark.
Yes, that was creating the undead army. Yes.
Well, I wasn't too aware of that plan.
Oh.
She never really told me what she was doing down there. She made it sound like she was doing good things. She said she was working for someone whom she really disliked.
She really disliked.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then
Oh, that was probably. Was that the Lich?
Oh, that would have been the Lich. Yes.
what's a lich? I mean, you leech?
No, a Lich.
Not quite. More like a.
A lich is less squishy.
Actually, yes,
this
Nana is
helps.
right in this one. It's kind of like,
Like
a
an
being,
Nature knowledge, baby.
a being
yeah.
that is not quite alive, not quite dead, and if
It's like an intelligent.
Kind of like Rudy, but like
but holds their
smarter.
with less
their
good ideas.
soul in something else as well. Isn't that right?
It's a very
That explains a couple of things.
Who does it now?
yes.
Yeah, when she showed up, when you all stomped into my office way back.
Yes.
When
is
she
the first
almost
time we met
disintegrated
her.
Because she
Nana.
had absorbed the powers of the Lich.
Yeah, I'd never. Before that, she didn't. She looked different. Like I could still tell it was her, but she looked different.
She's undergone several evolutions at this point.
Yeah,
Well,
several
yes,
wings.
she's got some more wings.
A sword
that's
that
a new,
wails with the souls of people she's
yes,
probably
a sword
killed.
that
Yes.
sucks people's souls in.
Yes, yeah.
And longer horns,
Mm.
just as like a physical.
Yeah.
What she's up to.
Yeah.
Still objectively very beautiful, though. Can we just agree on that?
I mean, no one can deny that.
Thank you.
It's his mother,
Mhm.
Rudy. Let's just...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
She's
I'm
not
also
my
aware
mother.
of, like what she is. Like she's sort of like comes with the job, if you will.
Hmm.
True. Didn't
you-
think of that.
Surprised how
The
many people
succubus
find me
part.
attractive.
Totally.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Um,
Nana
Well,
immediately like thinks about River and goes, "I'm going to make them meet. I'm going to set them up."
no.
Anyway,
Matchmaking Nana. Yeah. I
oh
could,
baby, you know it.
absolutely, yeah.
No, but I
Um,
thought she was. From what I understood, she was. What's it called? Smuggling magical items and components.
This
That's-
could have been
no.
part of it.
Could well be part of it.
God.
But have you heard? Did you ever hear the name Suriel from her?
Yeah, once or twice when she thought I wasn't listening.
Oh, all right. How do we explain? So, Suriel is the god of war, or the I don't know
Well-
exactly. I'm bad at phrasing with the god things.
Have you
I'm
heard?
not
You've
sure.
heard of the horse people, I suppose, the horse people of the apocalypse.
That was very progressive of you, Gerald.
Thank you. I wasn't
Yes,
sure if there was a
include
term.
everyone.
Wait. Yeah. There's. Yes, a little bit.
Hmm.
There was actually where she asked me specifically to set up this fake village on a very specific location. And underneath, there's a bunch of caverns.
Mirrors.
What? Mirrors? No
Mirrors?
no mirrors.
Oh,
What are you
different.
talking
Okay,
about?
all right.
No,
Was-
there's like an old ruin down there with these rooms that have for people and horses. And she said once when she found me down there, and she told me she eventually told me to leave, and I did, and now it makes sense why I did, I guess. But she just said that they were the harbingers of doom.
Yes, and she's
Uh,
trying to
yeah,
bring
yes,
one
yes.
here into
So-
our plane of existence.
She would like to bring her favorite over,
Hmm.
which happens to be Endless War, and we thought maybe not right now.
Hmm.
Uh,
Essentially, Suriel is the harbinger of war. That horseman, horseperson, horsewoman.
That-
I'm not sure if
Nothing-
deities have.
and look,
Anyway,
we
I'm getting lost in the
understand
details.
that our views on it are different, but we don't just dislike her and go against. We would just like to preserve the world a
not-
little longer.
Which one? Which one is Suriel? I know there's one with like a
Blood.
hyena head.
Oh no.
Can
she's-
Rudy do a religion check because Darcy can't remember?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch.
I don't think she's got an animal.
I'm
head,
just.
does
Do you
she?
trust me to roll a physical dice, Darcy? Just
Sure.
thank you.
Oh,
Sure.
trust Sure. I don't trust him.
That is a 18.
18. No, that is not Suriel. You know that Suriel has the depiction of almost like a fallen angel.
No,
Ah,
not a hyena
that was it.
head. Like a kind of like an angel, like a fallen angel. It's sort of
Yeah. With the Christ's blood.
yes,
Yes, oh, she
yes,
does,
yes.
yes.
I've seen. Yeah, I saw that mural. I did. Oh. But wait, what would that mean? And
The apocalypse.
Yes.
Essentially.
essentially endless war in all facets of its meaning. I suppose.
Well, basically, how we were, how she explained it to us, which I think is only fair to explain to you, is that the veil between planes will open, I suppose, with the passing of the Dragons, and she wants it to happen sooner so that they can get in first. I guess the gods are coming back, whatever that means, but I'm not so sure that one should get in before any of the others. And that's where we have a disagreement.
I think if given her preference, it would be Suriel comes through and then no one else.
That could be as well. I'm just trying to, keep it as straightforward, factual, but yes, that's a possibility.
Regardless, however long it is between that, if Suriel would come through and anyone else, there'd be nothing left besides war, I think, at that point.
There would certainly be a lot of war.
But
So
how would she make war come first? I'm just like, if it's as you say, and the passing of the Ur Dragons, the veil thins, why would war get here first?
We don't know exactly how, but Jalira is essentially
been-
absorbing the essences of the dragons and I would assume performing some form of spell or utilizing that power to ensure or create a gateway for Suriel to pass through. That would be my guess.
Perhaps if she was bearing enough essence, she would be able to dictate the time and place of such a rupture, perhaps. I'm not sure. But that is ultimately her plan, her goal.
I will say Gerald make an Arcana check and Rudy make a religion check.
Can
Yep, we will
Banana,
do so.
sit back and have another cookie.
15 on the religion.
Okay.
And let's throw a d4.
No knowledge of the unlife
You
on
know
that
what?
one?
I haven't used it in so long. We will absolutely use that. That's a D6, I believe, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like a D6.
Sorry.
Like a D6.
Just get these physical dice. Oh, I should get the Rudy die. Ah, it's okay. They're too far away.
That is a 20.
18 then, total.
18 and a 20. You try to rack your brains thinking of this. It's from different angles. But yeah, you feel like there's a piece of the puzzle missing in how she's planning to do this.
Jason, I know that the d4 I'm adding is kind of like whispers in a way or knowledge from the hat, but
Yeah.
does Excalibur have anything specific to say about this matter, if I ask him? Seeing as this might be more in his purview?
Yeah, sure. But I need you to, like, what are you asking Zarkaba?
Yeah, so the role was in regards to how it might be that she would be getting war through before or without bringing through the others.
Yes.
Yes. So I guess I would ask Zarkaba in Abyssal, I'd say, with Zarkaba, with the thinning of the veil, we know that Jalira is trying to bring Suriel through first and foremost without the others. We know she's been collecting the power of Ur-Dragons to do this. But a good point was raised in that once one thins the veil, how is she planning to prevent more than just Suriel coming through? Do you have any... myself and Rudy are trying to rack our brains for this. Do you have any insight?
I will say both Rudy and Nana recognize that Logain, the way he looks at Gerald, he most definitely understands what Gerald is saying.
Okay. Cool. That's always good.
Well, you're lucky on that one, Gerald.
Oh,
Yeah. Sakaba says, if you recall, one of the gave us information. The one sleeping in the lake before it went to the elf. The elf orc mentioned that if Jalira gets her hands on too many of these essences, she would summon the Avatar of War. And we know for a fact the veil was made by the Ur. One would deduce that the power of the Ur would allow an alteration of the old deal.
Oh, right. So you would have talked. I wasn't there. My granddaughter was.
Then I have a terrible memory.
I'm sure you told me, Rudy. I just, so
Honestly,
many
I
things
think
happened.
gray matter might have seeped out at some point.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Neither would I.
All right. Thank you for reminding me. And I'll sort of give the short version to the others.
Mhm.
So that seems to be the likely outcome there, that she's summoned the Avatar by effectively forging the Ur Dragon's signature in a way to alter the contract.
It makes sense. It's actually quite a good plan. If I were into that sort
It
of
wouldn't
thing,
be a plan that needs to be stopped if it wasn't a good one.
Well,
That's a fair
true.
point.
True.
Credit where credit is due, it would work. In theory.
I'm gonna be honest, Lorraine speaks up. This has been a bit much.
Oh, yes, of course.
I think he needs more cookies, Nana.
I mean, we didn't really intend to come here and talk through all this with you. We was more of a...
It was more of a bad news delivery, but I
Yeah.
am glad that we told you.
I'm also
but at
glad
the
you're not
same
in a
time,
jail
Yeah,
cell, too. That was kind of... We were worried about that.
Oh, no cell. I'm not allowed to really leave and go anywhere though. There's
Understandable.
yeah, it's just having to spend several weeks in the presence of someone who refuses to wear clothes.
Okay,
Oh, no, that'll
yeah,
do a
we
number
can...
on you.
I mean,
yes.
we could now tell the queen that you're not under any form of spell, any gears that's going to send you in to do anything
Should we
harmful.
gears him to wear pants, do you think?
Not a dragon. I don't think we should gears a dragon to wear
Oh,
pants now.
fine,
But-
fun.
I mean, are you... If you could leave, would you go back and assist Jalira with the plan now knowing what it is?
I don't know if I would leave right now, actually. I'd probably go back to Southport and see what's become of my old operations. I don't even know what's going on down there.
That's interesting, because Gerald, didn't you receive a note saying that...
Oh, I'd actually clean forgotten about that, to be honest.
Why do I forget
Wasn't that,
important
like-
things and remember not important things?
That was before he came and we took him.
Oh, was
home.
it?
So I think it was actually Logaheen, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That was
No.
way before. Because we
Again.
did check in, I think, and then we just went, oops.
Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
this is a case of Roju forgetting.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a message. You got a message from the Hobgoblin in Southport that just said he's back. And then you ran into Logain a couple of weeks later.
Right. Okay. Well,
Yeah, and
that's
then we're like, well, he's not back anymore. Fix that deal. Probably, maybe.
on the note of your operation there, you're not. Was that just your own thing, like a hobby of sorts, or was that for
To
Jalira as
begin
well?
with, no. Like to begin with, I was trying to help out the people who couldn't really do much for themselves. We I don't know if you realized, but it was a pretty shitty area of town we ended up in.
Wasn't great.
No.
We did.
No, but
Yes.
it was much worse before. Um, it really was. And I mean, I helped actually build the bar, get some people working there.
I
A lot
do
of people got
apologize about the
jobs.
wolves coming through the wall.
I mean, in hindsight, I can understand what was going on. And to be fair, the wolves coming through probably wouldn't have happened if my mom hadn't showed up and made a hole in said wall.
That's
That's right. Cuddly forgot and thought it was my fault.
I just, yeah, look, if I was allowed to, like, roam free, I would probably go back there and see what's going on.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
Although you might be right, and it might be a little safer for you here at the moment.
It feels like it. For a bit, at least.
Well, while we're here, we can try and get you better company than
yes,
Mr. Pantsless.
the naked dragon man is a bit much. I agree.
For anyone. For
Yeah.
anyone.
It's a bit much.
So funny.
It really is.
You can see that like faraway gaze. It's like it really is.
Right.
I've seen too much.
Well, I feel like we've said our piece. We've given you a bit more detail into what's going on, and you are now, well, within the confines of this place, free to make your own decisions.
You're at least freer than you were.
We're not going to ask you. Well, I'm not going to ask you to fight or anything like that. Now that you're no longer under the Gears, you can, with the Queen's blessing, you can leave of sorts. I feel like we should move on to the other topic of discussion with the Queen.
Yes,
And-
unfortunately, we did have two things. But you said, here, have rest of the cookies.
Oh, but
digest
can I just have
the
one?
information.
These
Rudy.
ones have a better, less diamondy texture.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll come find you if I have any questions.
Very good. If you do end up going free, perhaps also look into some acquiring something to prevent further mind control effects, just as a precaution.
I will do that. Yep. I'll try.
That's all any of us can do, really, isn't it?
Mm.
Look, pop in any time if we're, at the guild or whatever. Just any time,
All right.
And he sort of does that thing where he's like reaching for his book again.
Yeah, and we're
yep.
edging out,
Yep.
like, yep, cool.
The last, like, as we close the door to leave, it's like Rudy's like, well, that could have gone a lot better, and then that's the door close.
All right. So the queen now, I guess.
And I got that
Yes.
conversation started too. So, yeah, I mean, as far as I'm
Rudy,
aware, we should just be thanking me.
You certainly jump-started all these conversations today. Well done.
Thank you. It's nice to be acknowledged for my contributions for a change.
As you open the door, you see leaning against the wall with one elbow on the wall. You see the red-haired dragon man.
Oh, Dragon Balls.
Are you done?
We're all done, and personally, I don't mind. But if you might wear a toga a little bit more in when you're sharing a space with someone, it could go really appreciated by friends. I'm just gonna put that out there. There's cookies in there though, so have at.
You know. And he sort of like leans down, but not squatting, just like the upper body just like leans forward over you, Nana.
Yes, yes.
There was a point when I was considering wearing clothes. But the more people complain, now it's a matter of pride. And he just like undoes the cloth and like drops it on the ground and walks into the room.
You know
She
what?
doesn't even flinch.
I
She's
can-
seen it all before.
I admire that.
And that
Putting
is a
one-
bit admirable.
That
yes.
is, one's pride is important.
He's
That's some
certainly got
stubbornness I
balls.
can get behind.
Gerald,
honestly.
you don't make fun of another dragon's pride.
Anyway, I'm going to go find the queen.
I don't think there's anything to make fun of there.
Uh,
He's an impressive dragon.
All right,
It does
Gerald,
put us all to
focus,
shame,
focus,
doesn't it?
focus. We're all focusing now.
The queen looks up, having listened in to the conversation,
Oh no.
and you see Chigor is currently talking to the person from the Citadel of Christ. She wears a deep blue cowl almost, like a full cloak that covers her entire body. Just see the hood up, like it's perked up a bit where her feline ears are sticking up. She's got orange with black striped fur, and there's a little swishing like tail nubbin sticking out at the back of her cloak. She definitely seems like some tiger thing going on here.
Tiger.
Tiger.
And she's currently talking to Chigor, and as you're coming up closer, she is actually the one who sort of like leads Chigor further away down the stairs, and they keep talking, like definitely clocking the vibe here, giving you space to talk to the queen.
Bless her.
You see
What a
strewn
love.
out on this table are various maps. You see messages. There's like logbooks. You see this big chart of who checked in when from where last, and things like that. There's also like a list of settlements, and you see food provisions. There's a lot going on here.
Hmm.
And the queen looks at all of you. I assume it all went well in there.
By and large, I think so.
In a manner of speaking, yes.
I
Well,
guess the main takeaway is that he was previously under the compulsion of a Gaia spell to obey Jalira, and is no longer.
Well, that is good news. What else can I help with? You seem to have something on your minds.
See, this is what I mean. If I don't just blurt it
no,
out,
no,
these two
Rudy,
will just
all right.
Rudy.
It's my turn to be tactless.
see what I have to deal with. Oh,
Gerald made a discovery earlier today, and we thought we would bring it to you. And the reason that we're bringing it to you is because you are very interested in dragons, but also because I have met, and we have all met, an dragon. Well, no, that's not important. Anyway, Gerald, what did you discover?
Well, in my investigations for their locations, I discovered the location of the black dragon, and I have a feeling you might already know of this location.
Oh, they're smiling. Oh, this is fine. All right, good.
Yes. I'm also aware that you found out.
It was terrifying. Can I just add?
Well, sometimes prying eyes get poked.
That's true,
This is
Gerald.
why I say you
didn't
need to
ask.
ask.
Fair,
Thank
fair.
you.
Oh, well, there's no way to ask when you're scrying. It's just
I'm sure there's a
Anyway.
way to send out a. Anyway, it's,
Look, none of us can say we're really that surprised, but are you surprised it took us this long? Be honest.
Little bit, yes.
Yes.
well,
all
we
right,
found
yes.
the other ones.
Well, look, I mean,
Gee.
as soon as we met the golden one, we were. I should have figured it out right then and there, but we weren't sure. So anyway.
so.
You've met the golden Dragon.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, and
Dionysus.
honestly, are you also a simulacrum? Because you just. It's probably rude to ask, but I just need to know. There's so many similarities, and
I'm one thing at a time, please.
Oh, sorry.
Golden Dragon.
Did we not? Gerald, you did send all
Gerald,
the
you did send
information,
the
right?
message, right?
I'm
You can't-
sure.
Did you leave something out? All right, sorry.
Message. Wait,
We-
wait.
No.
When was the
we
last
did-
time
I
I
remember
messaged?
telling you that that line of communication was not secure.
Right.
Oh, we didn't keep you up to date. Yep. No. Yep. Golden one. Yep. Found and befriended.
Dionysus Fairlore.
Yes.
That's the one.
Wonderful
like
chap.
brownies, no nuts.
Very. He also.
Very specific on the nuts.
Oh
Way too
yes.
specific.
We'll discuss brownies till your ears fall off.
At length.
But
You.
I
Changes
presume.
things.
I presume you're.
Wait, hold on. It changes
asking
what?
Because of the siblings. Yes.
Indeed.
Right.
And if we remember our text correctly, you maybe didn't part on the best of terms.
Well, I wasn't there.
Well.
But the two of them.
To answer
were
the second
fighting.
question, I am not a simulacrum.
I
If
am
you cut
so
me, I
sorry.
bleed.
Well, how are you feeling about this information?
Do you mind if I ask how you are connected? If not that way.
I feel like we've earned the right to that knowledge. Have we not?
I think certainly at this point.
We've proven our allegiance through deed and.
Here is what we'll do. I need you all to come with me. And she starts walking towards the door at the other end, the other side of the throne.
We follow.
As you enter this door, you are immediately met by a dark stone staircase, spiraling, carved out of natural stone. Part of this spire, it goes both up and down. She snaps her fingers next to an unlit torch, and almost in sequence, spiraling up, torches are lit. She lifts the hem of her dress ever so slightly and starts walking up the stairs. She limps faintly, catching herself every now and then as you are led up, up, and up, until you come before an old door. This too carved out of the very stone of the spire. The old hinges whine and creak. See if this works. It's not working. Damn you, Sirenscape.
We love you, Sirenscape.
Oh, there it is.
Hey! There.
You enter a room that Gerald, I believe, has seen once before in a dream sequence. An old, large chamber made out of black stone, paintings, furniture rent asunder to splinters all around. Like a monster has gone berserk in this chamber.
Oh.
Great.
You are led in. The queen turns around to you all as torches light the circumference of this room. She looks at all of you and say, I will give you 3 questions. I will answer 3 questions. She just walks into the room, her fingers dragging along a broken dresser over an old painting. The frame is broken, the canvas still hangs slightly torn. An old painting of what looks like a city built in an oasis among the sand. Reminiscence of one seen in the reflected city.
Hmm.
She sits down. First time you've ever seen her sit down naturally on an old mattress, on a bed that's been turned to splinters, wood chips littering the ground, old cobwebs and moths. Only a small gash in the wall lets in a little bit of sunlight. And her facade drops. She shows a vulnerable face. 3 is all I can give.
We understand.
And
We're don't you phrase anything, Rudy.
I was thinking.
We're very bad at this, so we're going to take a moment and discuss it because we have done this before and it has not turned out well, has it, Rudy?
Well, I was just first going to apologize. I didn't think that this would get very serious like this. That right.
Perhaps it might be easier if we heard the story you have to tell before we ask our questions.
You are quite right. I guess it all starts at the beginning. 2,500 years ago.
Oh.
And that's where we're gonna end for today.
Are you
Oh
shitting me?
God! Oh my God!
Jose!
So okay, all right. Theories.
Damn it.
Oh, shit.
Theories. A deity is too much. I think not a deity, but
I don't know, but can I just say I'm so happy that this is finally all out in the open. Like we kind of knew it, but I'm just glad it's all been confirmed because God, it was so hard to keep my stupid mouth shut. I think
oh yeah,
one time I messaged Josie, what was it, like a year ago?
Yeah.
6 months? It was like, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, what if this has happened? She's like, tell no one. I was like,
Like there's so many times Cuddly has messaged me about theories about the campaign, and I've
And I was
been
just
like,
hanging a knot, and I was like, I keep my mouth shut. I'm sorry.
no, but it's like it wouldn't
Oh.
be fun. No, because it's like it wouldn't be fun if the clues weren't like connectable. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that someone's figuring it out means that it's like that's good.
Well, that's how you do. Yeah, like
That's how you
foreshadowing,
do
and like
it.
that's how you connect. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it was
yeah, yeah.
really well done.
And then you
Like
got
it's really
Really well
cool when
done.
there's like, oh, there's one piece missing. There's like one. If we had like when I sit here like, oh, they're so close to putting it all together.
Yes. Oh, that's
I
awesome.
still don't fully get the shape of,
Neither do I,
all of it,
no.
but like there was obvious the connection
yeah.
seemed obvious. We just
Yeah.
didn't know quite what that connection was, and I
Mm.
still don't know quite what that connection is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was a simulacrum when I when we met the golden ring. I was like, oh, it's that easy peasy. But now we're like, okay.
No,
Interesting.
I think it's
Mm.
something else. I think it'll be. I mean, I
mean,
still
we'll
haven't
find
put it
I
out.
said it was
together.
something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like
We'll find out.
I was thinking it was like because she obviously has a connection to dragons, but like it would be too obvious that she was a dragon, or like when
and
we
she already told us that she wasn't.
yes, yeah, and then when we met the
Well,
ore,
she told Arthur.
and then like the ore was a simulacrum. It's like, well, it wouldn't be that. Like you wouldn't reuse that sort of phenomenon. So like that's I honestly
It'll
think
be interesting.
it'll be because again I have not
Oh,
put
yeah.
it together. I'm a bit of a fool when it comes to seeing these hints and putting things together like this, but unless it's like literally thrown in front of me. But like I still think it's something on the other side, like just like how the dragons are still here. I feel like maybe there's something to do with not quite a deity, but something in between that's like still here. I don't know.
Some sort of demigod.
Yeah.
Perhaps?
Like or just literally type that in chat, like thinking demigod personally or something like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, someone who was left behind at the time of the pact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hee-hee.
So.
Oh, maybe she just wants to go home.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them seem to go home, like
Yeah.
the Gelligons as well.
Yeah.
They'd like to go home. Like a lot of people got stuck.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
A
what
lot of-
Dionysus said, right? It was like, we gave him that gift of actually being able to reach home. So
I feel like a lot of it, I don't know, it just reminds me of like the Avatar when you can like close the spirit world or like leave it open and just kind of pass in between. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Like
We'll have to
like
see.
it's really just like a bit of common sense. Like if things are stuck on one side, then of
They're
course
stuck
things
on the other
will
side,
be
yeah.
stuck on the other side as well.
Yeah, of course. But that also, like, I was also thinking during that sequence and like the Queen's reaction that Dionysus is alive, which seemed to be a fact that they didn't know about necessarily.
Yeah.
And
Well, it was the
Dionysus.
other way as well.
Well, yeah, that's my point. Like that, neither of them knew the other still lived.
Sorry, can you? I'm having trouble remembering exactly.
So the black and the gold dragons that were fighting.
Oh, it was that fight, right? Yes.
Yeah.
I just needed to be jogged, right? Yeah.
And they were both obviously wounded or whatever the case was at the end of it.
That's
And I
literally what
suppose
tipped me off.
Each probably thought that they defeated the other by the seams of things.
And neither of them did.
And neither of them did. And it led them down very different paths from the sounds of things. But also not dissimilar either. Because
Yeah,
they're
I
both
wanted
kind
to
of
be
becoming monarchs.
Yeah, because I
in a
wanted
way.
it also to be very clear that they are still like siblings.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
still are very similar people.
Mm.
Like it's one of those things where they're like, no, we're different. But then when you look at the grand scheme of things, like not that different.
You're not that different.
I would like
to. I wanted to have clear parallels to be like they're siblings, they're brother and sister.
It's like when someone's like, you and your sister look exactly the same. I'm like, no, we don't. And then
Yeah.
Yeah, except they say it exactly like that, at the same time.
No, we don't. Yeah.
You glare at each other.
And look, I would like to think that we've softened up Dionysus. I feel like we've made him a bit of a
Oh, yeah.
softie.
Oh, we hit him in the
So-
feels, yeah.
so
He
I
looks
think
good.
Hey,
if
look,
we can just-
gold is a
Very
soft
nice.
metal.
Yeah,
So,
He also if we're just having a bit of after talk right now, and feel free anyone who's watching to throw in any questions. Since we did end a couple of minutes early, and we don't have Orb today, who's usually the one who needs to run away.
which is fine, by
but
the way.
yeah. Yeah, Orb, it is fine. It is. Don't you dare say sorry.
I can see him typing it right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and because of the delay, he's probably gonna send a message.
Oh my god.
And Larspan wants to reiterate the joke Nana's racing death. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It wasn't even me.
What was I talking about? Oh yes, because I did explain like the golden ones in this world are incredibly vain and like hyper confident, and you essentially like saved his life after he had his ego shattered into a million pieces. He was like, maybe I'm not as cool as I thought.
So
Maybe I need to like
No,
if this
Just the
if I need to
tiniest bit humbled.
yeah, he had to eat a lot of Nana's humble pie.
At
Ooh,
least it tastes good.
It's tasty though.
Woo!
Yeah.
So all we need to do is work that same magic on the Black Dragon, and they're gonna be best of friends
They're
again.
gonna be best of friends. They're gonna be best
The-
of friends.
Yeah, if Nana has anything to say about
Because
it.
if they're not best of friends, I'm not telling her where he is. I'm gonna make her
Well, the
guess
thing
and be
is-
like, "Well, why don't you just look for him?"
Look, I'm sure that they want nothing more than to reconnect. Because I mean, the whole point of Dionysus doing what he did was because he wanted to bring her back,
Mm.
right? Because he
True.
thought she was
Well,
dead.
he definitely wants to reconnect. So I feel like if we
Yeah.
tell her that, then you know it's probably gonna
Yeah,
sway her.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
The lengths he's gone to to try and reconnect with her. It's like it's kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
Misguided ultimately, but beautiful.
you know, he tried though. He did the best with what he
Yeah,
could
he had
at the
he
time.
had excellent intentions.
Yup.
I do try to make sure that the characters have a bit of depth to them.
They do. Yeah.
Is good.
Yeah, like some characters just don't get enough screen time to be developed, and others
Yeah, for sure.
get more than I thought they would.
You leave Pesty alone. You leave Pesty out of this.
I
You leave him alone.
Pesty
He's been through so much.
has been through
So much.
Oh my god.
And we just keep dragging him
Pet.
through more and
Yeah,
more.
like where is he now? Is he just at the guild going, I don't really know what I'm doing here?
No, we gave him all that money.
Yeah,
he's run off.
No, he joined the guild. He did for a bit. Like he was no, because he was gonna stay. He was gonna stay to help free his people and rebuild Bora.
That's
And
right.
then he
that's
was
where
gonna
went
come
first,
join
yeah.
you, like because he was gonna come with when Andiriel and Tura eventually come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see what's going on.
He's got some XP grinding to do.
Nice.
Sure
I love
do.
that.
He's got some
Sure
high
do.
level people to buzz him.
I mean, I guarantee you, because we do milestone leveling, the fight with Jalira definitely gave him a milestone. I just want to say that would have
Yeah, he's
absolutely
level 20 now,
leveled
baby.
him
He'll
up.
be fine.
Yeah.
No.
He completely outlevels us. Yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
What's that saves
there
Bora?
are
There's another
so
milestone.
There are so far only level 2, as far as in my brain, 2 level 20 characters. The only ones that would be like level 20 characters would be Yarig and River at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Checks out.
That checks in.
Yeah.
I feel like Andiriel can't be far behind.
Well, it comes down to Andiriel being only having half of the essence, whereas Yarig has like very slowly been assimilating to all of Sham's essence, and River was just like fucking had all of it crammed down her throat.
Yeah, she just kind of had it punched into her, like Rudy's quick and dirty, like come back to life.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the
And,
patience for any other way. so-
Tura is also sort of being spoon fed a bunch of it, but
Yeah.
like in different increments. It also comes down to like the various powers of the dragons and what they did and things like that.
It
Yeah.
just occurred to
Never
me
had a
that
cram session.
everyone has experienced Rudy's quick and dirty resurrection, except Rudy.
Yeah,
Well, I
well,
mean, you kind of did.
He kind of did it to himself, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But
yeah,
that was like the
almost.
closest he can get to it doing it
Minus
himself.
the diamonds, yeah.
Pretty
Mm.
much.
Mm.
Pretty much.
Mm.
But yes, people, that is it for today.
It is. That was a lot
So
of.
I'm gonna ask Cuddly, where are we going?
Oh no! Why would you do this to me?
Well, you're the one not
Because you
streaming.
Because
I
you
did-
look
I didn't even-
distracted and you're not streaming.
I was staring like at one of the lights on the cabin behind Rohan. So yeah, I was kind of distracted.
Look, I keep looking because Rodu, one of your headphones, your left-sided headphone, it's sort of no, the other one. Oh, the right side then maybe.
one?
Yeah,
Well, my
it
left,
like
yeah.
yeah, your left ear. It separates a bit, so every now and then it looks like a shadow standing in the window behind you, like an actual
Oh.
silhouette of a person.
Why would you tell him that? Oh no!
Well, you know what the unfortunate thing is? I actually have Roju covered up by the other browser capture.
Wow.
So the only way I can see
Wow.
Roju is if I look at OBS. So I can't actually see
Okay,
that much level
do you know
of
what we
detail.
should do? Do you know what we should do? We should go back to Penny because Penny's playing Baldur's Gate
I was-
3.
Oh
and
my
there are
God.
drops
Say that.
on. There are
Oh.
drops.
I was like, we have to go to
Oh,
Baldur's Gate 3 because it's basically like D&D, and we might as well go to Penny.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
I
join
Same
us
brain.
Sure.
for the
Same
Meridian.
brain. Do you all
Let's-
know?
We're
Do I
gonna,
need to?
I'm gonna watch because I want those drops.
I would watch,
can
but I
get
don't
it.
want spoilers. So
True, fair.
You're
I
when
will.
you-
I will absolutely lurk. Though.
oh yeah, I can lurk there, but I will walk away from the computer.
Where's Penny?
Yeah. So thank you everyone for having joined us. We will be back next week for session 110. Where we
Ooh.
hopefully have all our good old bard, I mean ranger, with
Could
us.
Can you hold on?
Can I what?
Who here we were? Wait, who